So most of you have low back pain, L3, L4, L5. That's the area where you have low back pain. Now, that's because you're sitting a lot, and that's because most of you are working on computers. And you'd have less low back pain if you stood up and stretched once in a while. And there are exercises on this channel for you to practice standing up and stretching. But in spite of all of that, there are people who will make excuses and not stand up. So these exercises are exercises that you can do while you're sitting. And these exercises will reduce the compression on your lower lumbar discs. So basically, they are exercises that will change the angle of your hip as frequently as possible. Now, you're going to have to do these every 15 to 20 minutes. So you'll need a clock or an alarm on your work desk to remind you to do these. Now, the first of these that I want you to do is the figure of four stretch. So it's basically getting your ankle over your knee. It's the ankle. It's not the shin. You get your ankle over the knee and you place one arm here and you push it down gently. Now, if you push it down gently and you feel a tightness there, or if you feel a pain in your hip, that means your external rotators and your internal rotators are both tight. So you'll especially the external rotators, and you're going to have to work on them. So you're going to rock a little, you're going to move forwards and backwards a little. So this is something that you need to do frequently. So 5 or 10 times, and each time you push it down, you can exhale and inhale, exhale and inhale. So it's basically just a rocking movement. So this is one, and then you repeat it on the other side. And if you see that there's an asymmetry, if one knee is higher than the other, you know definitely that that's where the source of your low back pain is. So if the hip gets too tight, the lower lumbar discs need to start taking extra load, and that's where the pain comes from. So that's your first exercise, the figure of four stretch. The next one is getting your foot up on the chair and getting your knee up, and you hug your knee and back. So when you hug, you exhale, and when you let go, you inhale. So this is another movement that you should be doing frequently. So this, and then you practice it on the other side. This is a bit difficult for me because I've got my recording equipment over my left hip. So yeah, there. So you exhale and inhale, exhale and inhale. So these exercises are particularly easy when you're working from home, because there's nobody to really look at you and point fingers and laugh. The next one is placing your heel on the floor and moving your feet like a windshield wiper. So you have to turn it. So for this, you'll need to sit at the edge of your seat, and you'll have to turn your leg from one side to the other. So try and get it moving through a 180 degree. So if you can see that, and then you repeat it on the other side. You don't have to do them separately. You can do them together. So this is again an exercise that you can do while sitting and even while you're typing. So this can happen under the table. So these three exercises are pretty useful. Then there's, if you're sitting for a long time, I did promise that I'll not make you stand up from the chair, but I'm going to break my promise. So this is another way to sit and type. So spending some time in this position on the chair is also useful, because this particular position is very useful to get your spine in proper alignment. And if you can spend a few minutes in this position every day, that will be very useful. Then there was another video that I'd shown you for knee pain, which is basically a front foot elevated lunge, and this is also useful for the hip, and that's why it's effective for the knee, because you're also working the hip. So you get your foot on the seat, and then you drop down and back up, drop down and back up. Now this, the full exercise that I'd shown for the knee was this, and this is even better for your hip and back. But yeah, if you can't get up off the chair, these are the things that you need to do. And if you repeat them throughout the day, if you give your your lower lumbar discs a bit of a break, if you reduce the compression on them, and if you let new fluid get flow into these discs, they'll not get damaged as easily, and you'll not have such severe low back pain. So these are seated resets that you can do throughout the day, and you need to be doing them every half an hour or so, 5 to 10 reps on both sides. So if you've got doubts in comments, and post them in the comments, and if you like the video, please share and subscribe. Thank you.